Now let's get right into it. Let's start with My Hero Academia, chapter 256. Um, if anybody knows the chapter name, y'all can just say it.
Yeah, it's called The Sky High and Blue.
The Sky High and Blue. All right. So, most of what I remember about this chapter, I forgot. So I'm gonna just let someone else remind me. I'll add my commentary.
I guess I'll talk about it because clearly niggas already started hating on the chapter. I personally enjoyed it because it was basically showing all the side characters how they kind of upgraded themselves. My boy Naval Laser got the Naval Saber, which was kind of lit.
That was legit.
Invisible Girl took his laser straight through her body and whirled it around. Pretty
That
gross.
was actually pretty legit.
Bending light is crazy, fam. I got a question on that one. Y'all think we're gonna eventually be able to see her because she can bend light? Does that mean like her invisibility is just her bending the light around her?
I low key always had that theory in the first place. So to answer your question, I think so. Yeah, like eventually, I think she should be able to do that.
Okay.
So this is my theory on it, right? So like based on My Hero lore, right? If she's an emitter, then she should be able to bend the light and be able to show us herself. But if this is a mutation that like makes her body into some type of light refracting substance or something like that, then I don't think we'll ever see her.
Got it.
Well,
so then, does that also mean that she's still naked?
I think she's naked.
Because
now I'm thinking like, what's she bending the clothes?
I would think that she can make herself look like anybody, just like Mystique from X-Men.
Whoa.
Are you just gonna go that deep with Invisible Girl?
He really got
if she has the power to control light like that, then she should technically be able to create images upon herself and upon others, right? Because what we see is simply just a light bouncing off of shit.
Yeah. I mean, that would be giving her like hardcore, intense control, though. I don't think they would ever go that far.
If she was the main
She's not a rocker.
Maybe.
She got to be a rocker to get that level of clout, fam.
Right. You gotta start fucking on fucking main characters, not fucking Naval Laser bum ass.
I mean, he technically did poker during this episode.
Hey, right? He definitely put some beam in her guts, bro. Just saying.
I'm done with y'all.
Oh my god. Hey, but I'm just gonna put respect on that Naval Saber. I don't care what anybody say, bro. That's kind of hard to me.
Don't sleep on the Naval Saber.
No pun intended, right? Because that literally looks like a fucking boner.
I mean, it do look like a boner, and no pun intended.
Don't sleep on Buddy. He'll run through that phase, man. He probably made it a saber on purpose.
Exactly.
Right?
Wow.
Well, we already know what team he pitching for, and I don't think she's not the right side of pitcher. You feel me?
Unless she's been low key a guy this whole time.
Big
hey, stop it. Stop it. Let's not even
like that. Now I'm slapping y'all with the plot twist, the ultimate plot twist.
Wow.
Low key.
And that means that Mineta been beating his dick to a nigga this whole time.
Well, who's to say that Mineta doesn't have an issue with that? You know,
you
might like the gender bending.
It's 2020, bro.
Also true.
But then did y'all peep? I can't remember her hero name or her real name, but alien chick.
Yeah, no, Acid Man was legit.
Yeah, Acid Man go kind of hard.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Like, out of all the new powers that we've seen this chapter, I definitely think Acid Man probably tops it.
Yeah,
hold on. So explain how that power works, because I don't even think I fully understand it.
Okay. I'm looking at it almost like Magellan from One Piece, bro. Like she can literally cover herself in almost like an acid armor. So, I mean, if that's the case, that's pretty legit.
Mad about it do you think that it's something that she could actually manipulate, like she's actually covered in this armor, or is it a really quick like burst of acid from like her whole body, so that's why it's in the shape of a person, and it's really more just like a quick shield, or do you think she could actually walk around in it?
I would say walk around in it. I mean, like for it to have eyes, it kind of gives me, you know, like that kind of personal aspect to it. That I think she's gonna kind of use it like almost like a mecha in a way. So at least with like some work, I feel like that's gonna pretty much just be like giant acid armor almost that she works with.
So basically, anything that touches it automatically gets melted away.
That's what it looks like.
Seems like it. She went through that robot with ease.
Right.
But you know, the real thing that's important here is I think y'all know already pointed out how thirsty she was looking when she was like, "Yeah, Kirishima, I modeled this on your move." I'm like, "Dang, he thirsty here, bro?"
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I get it from the lore of the story. Technically, Kirishima must look like our top big three right now. Like, what? You fought a real villain, and you like, you know, part of some shit like
survive.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Survive some real villainy, bro. He kind of seemed hardcore right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, they've been kind of hinting at them shipping for a while though. Even before the fight against him and Buddy with the Hands.
Right. Like the reason for his growth and all that. But granted, it was kind of like more flip flop though.
Yeah, 100%. She's the one girl that her friends literally be like, "Ooh, why you dating him?" I don't know. I
love him. Yo, that's so true though.
Hey, y'all better put some respect on my boy Kirishima name.
For what? Getting dropped, nigga?
Hey,
All right. So
you got dropped by a whole ass villain.
Right, let's have this discussion right now. Then, out of all of the Class 1A, how many people would have actually beat that nigga?
Facts. Thank you.
Let's have this discussion right now. Since you want to talk big shit.
Big three dropping that nigga. What's up?
Well, no. First question should be: do you think Muscular dropping Rappa?
Yes, bro. Muscular gonna murder Rappa, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, so we know for sure that Deku beating him.
Oh yeah.
Right.
All right.
Now here's my thing though. I don't know if Deku can take more than one of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the punches?
Yeah. Okay, I don't know, because anime Rapper was soft. Manga Rapper made me really feel like, hey, you take one of this, you did.
Yeah.
I mean, Fat Gum was eating them hoes, but it was definitely hurting that motherfucker the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, if Rapper hits you, you automatically fuck.
Yeah. I don't think anybody outside the big three beating them. And I still think it's a stretch outside of the big, like the when I say big, I mean Todoroki, Deku, Bakugo.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I ain't seeing it.
I mean, I always got money on my boy, suit. Damn, what's that nigga name? Takeyomi, Bird Homie.
Oh,
no,
Bird man.
Stop it, Shadow Bird. Stop it.
I can't
Shadow Bird getting dropped.
Well, I mean that's the thing. That's the issue with him.
You can't ever sleep on Berserk mode, bro.
Exactly.
Berserk mode does work.
His Berserk mode can definitely fuck a lot of people up. That's the issue. That's what throws a wrench in all of it.
Well, Rappa like to fight though, so like, I just feel like if anything, that's just more of a like, ooh, I didn't know you had that, but let me drop this too, like that, that kind of thing.
I feel like it's just more of like a bad matchup, right? Because I don't even know if you could really physically hit like the shadow. Can you?
Yeah, you
Well, you could hit.
Yeah, Bakugo hit that motherfucker.
No, but he had the light though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
Like, his explosions had light. That was the main reason why it was working. But as far as like physically touching and harming the shadow, can you do it?
Shit, if it can touch me, I better be able to touch it. All I gotta say, I'll be hot. Like, what the fuck is this magic?
I ain't even think about the shadow. I just don't know how Togenomi's gonna get away from them blows. Period. Because if he closed the gap on him, it's a wrap.
I mean, he could cover himself in the shadows.
And plus, can he fly now? He can fly with it, can he?
I mean, they were in a small room, so I feel like.
Are we talking about niggas now or niggas then? Because if you talking about niggas then,
it has to be then.
But like
So
even
that-
still though, I think the flying would be useless because they were in a small room. So like he ain't going nowhere with that flying shit. But I just think that he got enough raw power to be like, hey bro, I'm in the dark room. Let me blow this light out, and I'm about to get busy with y'all niggas for real.
True.
All right, we'll see.
But I got faith in
Maybe. Go ahead.
What you call it? Ojirou and Sato, Sugar Homie and Tail Homie was out here getting they muscles right.
True. Yeah, they're
Like,
getting a little.
that Lion Hero look cold though, bro.
Yo.
He does. But their power was a low light in my opinion. I'm like, bro, you just now learning strength, nigga? Sugar Homie, you should have been that.
Yeah. Yo,
Bro,
is
like
Lion,
Tail Homie,
no,
I
but
get it, but like, come on, y'all.
I feel like
is that Lion Hero supposed to be related to the buddy in Class B?
I don't think so. I mean, if you remember, they highlighted him for a very, very, very hot second. Like they didn't actually, he wasn't in a fight, but they at least like introduced him when what's his name? When homie had the little girl that powered him up. I can't think of his name right now.
Terry?
Yeah, you're talking about buddy with the T.
Yeah. Like he was on guard when they attacked, and I think he did like
no, that's Hound Dog.
Yeah, that was Hound Dog.
They
what?
Lion
I'm tripping.
Oh, they might be cousins then. Fuck around.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Damn, that's what I thought this was. Whoop, my bad.
Gang
So,
Orc
yeah.
back.
And
they dropped my nigga to 12. They bogus for that, but
dropped.
No, I wasn't impressed with, I guess, their level up.
Yeah.
Like what they leveled up after being with that nigga Gang Orca talking about enhanced search techniques. I'm like,
I agree.
what?
Yeah.
No, he's supposed to
Gang Orca
enhance your
just makes
gangbanging
a
skills.
million niggas. Yeah,
Like,
first of all, how did Gang Orca teach them enhanced search techniques? He probably just copies himself and just says, "Hey, yo, nigga, go look over there." Or no, my bad. I guess he has Orca technique too, so he probably uses sonar to find some shit. But still, I think that was kind of trash. I'm disappointed in that power up and the Ojirou and Sato power up because I think they probably should have done more to show the power to read ahead because that's what Mirio was learning or he learned in that in the whole overhaul arc. Like that was what they were kind of teaching Deku. So I feel like them just talking about it didn't do it justice for me to know that is probably like a decent power up that they got. Like all I see them is punching some shit. I'm like, okay, cool. We already knew they had hand-to-hand combat, but the read ahead shit is super powerful because that's how Mirio was dropping all these niggas. Anyways, he was just like, oh, I know what he's finna do next. Drop, like. So.
Yeah, I my most disappointed of the ones we looked at so far is got to be Shoji. Because I feel like he got a quirk that, yes, he could be a super awesome sensing nigga, but he also could be a hands nigga too. And he chose the softest route. Like, bro, if you don't get your big 7-foot freshman ass out there and punch somebody, big buff nigga for nothing. He should have been with them hands niggas.
Are y'all still mad about? Well, I'm still mad, and I'll ask if y'all are also mad about how they playing Laundry Hero Wash. Is really a joke character or what, bro? Because they're not like revealing whether or not, like, you know what I mean? Like this whole power up thing is like this could be a joke, or it could be like he really did some shit to learn smooth communication, but they keep leaving it vague for Laundry Hero Wash. We don't know what this nigga got in the back pocket. I'm kind of disappointed.
They technically showed his powers in one panel, like literally one panel in Vigilantes.
What was it?
He made like don't you like a water turret, except it was like curved, like spinning, like a whirlpool almost. So like I think that it can really wash you. You feel me?
I'm done.
Hey, y'all see my nigga Mineta coming through though, right?
Psych. I knew you were gonna bring it up.
And he working with Mount Lake.
You were gonna bring it up.
In there, clapping them cheeks, nigga. She got a case on her head.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is he's basically done for the rest of the story. He just achieved his dream on some One Piece shit, so he's basically done, bro. We might as well let him die at this point.
I'm interning with Mount Lady. I don't need nothing else. But low key, they team is busted. You got number 7 hero Kamui Woods, number 3 or 4 hero Edge Shot. Then you got Mount Lady big ass. They cheap.
They are pretty cool as a team.
Yeah,
I do got one additional question, which is how privy do you think Tokoyami is to like this whole bullshit that's going on with Hawks?
Absolutely.
Since, like, I was kind of surprised to see that he interned with him again, because I was like, when we saw Hawks, it just seemed like he's mostly busy doing infiltration type of shit. So I'm like, did Tokoyami even see this nigga? Or
It do say away from office, so I'm inclined to believe that Tokoyami literally was probably just training with his
with the intern?
Yeah.
With the sidekicks.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I guess it would have been cool if he gave him some info, and then when we move into that arc and like the students start to attack, it give Tokoyami like a 1-up because he's like, oh, I kind of know about this. Like, it made him kind of useful, but whatever. I guess.
Like, I feel like, why would you go to a hero office if that nigga not there? Like, I'm sure interning with this nigga look good on paper on some resume type shit, but like when the fucking nigga come in 4 months to destroy the world, training with these sidekicks gonna get my man's killed.
I feel you, but then I guess at the same time, I don't think anybody is privy to the next, like, besides the higher ups, I don't think anybody's privy to like, oh, Tomura just really fucked some shit up. Like, they didn't tell the students like, we're training you for this. They just said like, go train these niggas. So I don't know. Yeah, I feel like with the point you just mentioned, that paperwork resume shit, if that's what Tokoyami's shit is, like, that's why I would do it. Just be like, oh, well, I already interned with the number 2 hero. Like, if I can't get Flame Hero, technically, if we just go off the numbers, there is no point in going to anything lower, right? It will feel like you got like a less of an experience.
Right.
Yeah, I guess the next closest nigga would then end up being number 4 who working with a team. So I guess it probably is to just go ahead and stick with number 2.
Shit, I try to hit up Best Genius and let him know what's
Best Genius dead, boy.
dead. Man, nah. Genius? Nah, he probably chilling.
I believe it.
I believe in Genius. That man has turned into a full pair of pants for a villain.
Wow.
Wow.
This nigga Iida was the second most disappointing. It's like he got all the strengths in the world, but that nigga really just want to be regular. Like he like a 7-foot nigga that's like, nah, bro, I'm not going to even pick up a basketball. Straight to accounting for me.
This nigga definitely was just training under Mumarative.
Oh God, right?
Nigga talk about, I'm gonna teach you about safety first over the next 4 weeks.
I just don't even like how some of these like power-ups, like the words they use for some of these power-ups, because it's so like undescriptive of like what they actually learn, like a looser approach. Like, okay, I've seen like Iida's fights before, and I don't know if I would argue that it was that stringent. You know what I mean? Where that would be like the thing where I'm like, he needs to learn.
What do you mean, bro? What do you mean, bro? He throwing bikes at people now.
Get the fuck out of here.
My should say mindset.
Oh, mindset. The Viz says a looser approach.
Okay, well,
that's what I'm getting.
That's what they put on.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like, huh? What does that mean? Like, looser approach. Like, so what is he like? Just going with the flow now, or is he? And then the image doesn't do it justice because you don't know what the fuck he's doing to explain the looser approach.
Maybe he can start breakdancing. That'll be hard.
You go Shira with it, bro.
But no, I agree with you. Iida is kind of like a waste of space character. Lots of potential, but never seems to do anything with it.
Like, if I were to look at this right now, this clip of what everybody doing, and I had to repick as to who I think is about to get subbed out for Shinso, Iida just fell to the fucking, like, he was an unlikely candidate. Now I'm like, bro, Iida, your ass getting swapped.
Right.
And I think it makes more sense because imagine like seeing that Class B versus Class A battle again, but Iida's now on Class B. You go like, dang, man, he kind of deserves. He's like perfect at the spot of like, you shouldn't be in Class A, but you can make a case for doing it. You know what I mean? Like, your powers and everything are up there, but your character holds you back to like Class B status. Like you need a class A mindset.
Really good. He really should. Like, Iida should really just become a fucking manager, join manager team, and like fuck this. Just literally with efficientness and super speed, just manage the best company ever and take that shit to the top.
Right. Or like a coach, like do some heroin for a few years and then just use that as clout to, you know, just coach new heroes. Like, oh, I'm just gonna be a teacher.
Bakugo and Deku.
Right. Some of the greatest heroes. Yeah. All right. You guys want to go ahead and rate it, or is there any other things we want to bring up?
How do y'all feel about this whole Black Whip deal?
Yeah, I mean, it was based on the flow. It was to be expected. I mean, he's gonna go down the route. He's been given the notebook now of all the other powers, so he's just gonna slowly start mastering each one. I mean, it's a.
I think the progression is fast, but I think the power is just weak enough to not nerf Deku, in my mind. Like, or sorry, not nerf, but like make him where I just go like, oh, he's now like Naruto God status. Like, you know, when Naruto got all those power-ups at the end of the war, he was just like, how can niggas catch up to him? Like, I don't feel that yet from Deku. But I do hope. What it sets for me is that like maybe the progression of all these other powers are going to be just as fast, and that's going to be disappointing because I feel like the story is moving slow. But like sometimes the characters just move like way too fast, especially Deku in terms of like how they power up and stuff. But I'm just like the pacing of the story is not really setting it up. It sounded like this was going to be a slow move to mastering the Black Whip. And then it was like 3 chapters like, nope, got it. Like that was it. I was like, what? Okay.
And then I guess the last 2 things I want to bring up, if nobody else got anything, is Ares Horn, and then this fucking notebook of the other successors for Deku.
Mirio coming back. That's how I feel.
You think Mirio coming back for the
Mirio coming back.
That time.
He'll come back and get murked, nigga.
Damn. Eddie,
you know what'd be funny? He got his power back and he just like he run up onto him more. He was like, just so y'all niggas know, I never stopped training. Drop.
But no, I definitely think it's coming back for like a couple reasons. One, just being that I still think the heroes are like definitely like undermatched considering the whole villain's army and like what they're really rocking with right now. They definitely need some help. That's one. And then 2, the kind of clout when Lemillion hit the anime world was real. So, I mean, if homie still like knows how to make that cash money, then he gonna bring Lemillion back just for that reason alone too.
That's true. Okay.
This nigga said Mirio bringing it back for the 9 and the 2000. But I was gonna say something in regards to
right.
I was gonna make a prediction though, going back to Deku's extra powers. I feel like they're gonna hit us with some Avatar shit, where this nigga's gonna learn the basics of all of the powers, but then there's gonna be some berserk mode that he goes into where he's just going crazy with all of these powers that he just developed or whatever, and
like
putting
an Avatar state.
Yep, basically straight berserk mode, and gonna almost get like certain people killed and all that shit.
Oh,
I'm calling that right now. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
For me with the notebook, I think my thing is I am curious to know what the other quirks are, but like this is a part in shonen that I usually hate because this is where the main character ends up becoming like the gap ends up becoming too big and you can't enjoy the side characters anymore because they just never compare to what the main character can do. So and then with this whole chapter itself and seeing how kind of like low level the power-ups are, I just feel like I'm gonna get even more disappointed. So like I said, I'm curious to see the new powers Deku has, but I felt like this is where I'm gonna start to be like pretty mad on the My Hero story because it's just gonna be like Deku's a GOAT, which I understand this is what he was set up to be, but I was kind of hoping niggas would be a little bit closer. And because he has so much variety, he's gonna be a more interesting character to me than the other ones because there's only so much these people can do with their power. The only person who showed me where I was like, oh shit, that's something different was Invisible Girl with the bending light thing. That's when I was like, oh wow, they really took her power to the next level and opened up some different things you can do. But everyone else pretty much stayed within their box, in my opinion. Like nothing was like, oh wow, to me.
Now, this is what I hope. This right here, basically going off what you said, is I feel like it's the turning point. They could go regular shonen and just like, hey, Deku get all these powers. Or I don't know if y'all remember like this way old theory is like, what if Deku gains the ability to kind of give his powers to other people, right? And so what if he gave one of those extra powers to each of like the main niggas that matter? You know what I'm saying? Like so then everybody got like two powers. I think that'd be hard because I feel like they kind of pressing the idea of teamwork, not just one nigga being a pillar. So I don't know. We'll see. I think that'd be cool.
I think I would prefer that over the typical
Me too.
Like, cause I think with Deku with super strength and fucking spider webs, that's fine. I can deal with that. we really don't need any more powers.
I say they could pass that black whip to Tokoyami, to be honest. It fits with his vibe.
He already knows how to use it after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. But I feel like that's the one Deku gonna keep because that's the one he learned. The other ones I can see him definitely giving away.
Got it. All right,
well, I think you got to see. I think you got to see all of them beforehand before you can make the decision. But
right.
Yep.
All right, y'all ready for the chapter?
Yeah. I give it a decent plus. I like I like knowing stuff about what's happening to other characters. I mean, I wish he would get a little more One Piece with it, but I mean, it's cool, I guess. But yeah, I like the it's setting up for some stuff, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna like what it sets up, but I like to think I will.
All right. I'm gonna give it a decent, no plus for me. I think it was a good chapter to see the growth of these characters, but at the same time, I think the growth was pretty lackluster. I just felt like this whole like internship arc itself was just really off on the pacing. At times it was like too fast, and then it was slow at parts where I didn't feel like it needed to be slow. And now to see like what it came out of in terms of like development of the characters, I just go, none of these people are even close to prepared to fighting Tomura's group. Like they will get dropped. So I'm disappointed in the arc, but it was interesting to see some of like the surprises in terms of power ups like Invisible Girl. So decent for me.
I'm gonna give it a decent minus because I feel like, yeah, basically for the same reason. It seems like their development wasn't really much. I kind of feel like it probably would have been better if they would have given us maybe like a time skip where they would have showed a much larger growth within them. Because it seemed like Deku had like a mini time skip improvement with his second power. Meanwhile, everybody else just kind of, they just fucking had like a day's worth of training with their stuff and got minimally better with everything, minus Invisible Girl and so forth. But I wasn't truly impressed with this chapter, showing their growth.
I'm gonna give it a decent plus, kind of like P5. One, obviously we're starting to see some new powers from the character, but not from the others. And I low-key have a theory that that's on purpose, because that would just look better for reveal if we see it actually in combat. So I'm actually just being a little hopeful that they do get a decent power up. We just haven't seen it yet, and they're keeping it under wraps on purpose.